Tinolang manok na may malunggay. At saka patatas. Yan. Yan, okay? Yay.
I was going to tell you, I looked this up, said that the third-party couriers, Jackpot and Lotto.com, sold over 226 million tickets in 2024. The top 5 other retailers sold 34 million. Does that put it in perspective for you? That's why this is an issue.
Mana ang TV niya.
Spell it out for me. I do have an idea here. The cities
Kain
utilize these
ka, guys.
services because it helps them sell more tickets.
Kain.
It's money for the cities. It's an income for them.
Correct. And you know, they're hoping that the winner for these tickets, for these big items, is a Texas resident because then states
Maganda mag-update every day, pero minsan
But
konti magkakaroon. Halfway o
26 million versus 32 million of the top
Wala ako sa
5
ikaw na
combined.
makakuhaan kayo.
You know, that's just a lot of these couriers are unregulated. How is that possible?
Bang.
That's a slip up in the Texas system. And that's where I think
Wala na
Already
sila.
got
Kung saan na
involved.
lang dahil,
Because he is someone
May hapon?
who has been fighting the fight for Texas ethics. He thinks that there's not enough ethics in Texas. So, he lost being the president of the Bar Association. He's been fighting and his firm has filed briefs for various entities against the Texas Ethics Commission and wants change in that. And so now he happens to be the attorney representing this Jane Doe in this big lawsuit against the state of Texas and the Lottery Commission, and it's about integrity.
Okay, guys.
I mean,
Mga kanta, guys.
this was planned out. This was not something that just appeared.
I'm wondering, how do you even get in contact? Because from my understanding, I don't know if this is
Ano ba ito?
a state-by-state thing or if it's nationwide where attorneys can't contact a potential client, right? The client has to reach out to them, right?
He would know who this person is, but
Ay,
somehow
mali ads di oh.
this lady, 2.5 hours away, decided
Hindi mo
I
kapag ako
need to
yung
go
client.
to Austin and hire
Wala na
this
ako
particular attorney who has no experience in lottery claims, and now to hire him to help me through this process. That just seems weird.
Oo. Lami?
Something there that I don't
Kira?
see.
Lami ang karas sa kwan? Sa Tinola?
If you don't, then I sure don't either. I kind of want to go back to the career
No,
services
okay,
because
then.
before any of this happened in Texas, I remember 4 or 5 months ago when we did a first interview,
Mga on! Dili na ang kaon.
you basically
Kain
said
tayo mga kaibigan.
lottery
Tinolang manok.
to be wary about purchasing tickets online through third parties, to be cautious about third-party couriers because of some of the obstacles that might happen because they're kind of the middleman here.
Buwa.
Was this the type of situation that's like a ground zero, like this is what could happen with these, or are there other issues that could pop up too?
Yeah, this was not what I was
Patagunit ang
thinking
nila
about.
kay
This
Butong na.
is a, assembly line.
Naman ko ba hindi siya pakita na ra eh.
What I was concerned about is someone
Gawan kung lami
on
ba ang
Saturday
Tinolang
night
manok.
deciding to buy a Powerball ticket, like 5 minutes before the end, and call the courier service and say, hey, give me a ticket. So the courier
Sarap.
service ran across the street,
So delicious.
got the ticket. It was the last person to buy a ticket, runs back across the
Sarap
street,
ba?
lottery goes off, and turns out that ticket was the winning ticket. And the courier goes, hell, I'm not sending this to this lady, I'm gonna keep this for myself and get another ticket sent to her that she lost. And then the courier was the winner. So that's what I was concerned about, who are these couriers? I mean, generally, if you have a courier,
Kapag ganito, pakita tayo.
and it's not gonna be big dollars. I mean, we hear stories all the time about, I get calls all the time about people saying, hey, I won $1,000, or I won $500. I took my ticket back to the 7-Eleven, gave it to the attendant, and they go, well, I have to go to that room. They go to that room, they come out with their ticket, give the person their
Delicious.
ticket back and say, I don't think you're a winner.
Chicken.
They keep the ticket, that was the winner, and they switch it, and they leave that day. So that happens all the time, at stores. So never, I tell people all the time, never mail in your ticket to any state lottery. Always keep possession of your ticket when you go into a store. Check it out, an app or something like that. Don't give it to the attendant unless you're going to a well-known grocery store where they have didn't have a chance to
Look,
send
sila
someone their
kung
numbers.
mga rights na.
They found out that it was a winning ticket, they keep it for themselves and not give them the winning ticket. That's what I was concerned about.
Gotcha. You know, this Kristen Moriarty, if everything was legal and kosher about that, man, I hope she gets her money. I mean, she's playing the lottery like anybody else does. You know, those are.
If she picked these numbers and she got a ticket and that ticket had those numbers and it was on a Texas lottery, she is entitled to those funds. Absolutely. Now, Texas lottery can say, hey, wait a minute, you know, we have to pay out, we have a problem with the retailer, with the service, courier service, we're gonna bring a lawsuit against that. But see, the lotteries don't, the lottery says, we're gonna take our time, we're gonna wait on this, we're gonna say that just to claim it until
It's hot.
we make a decision, we investigate everything.
Sakit ang ako niluan sa kubuan nila.
Alright, just give me anything, that's why, I think it's so.
Hindi ko
Mayo rin
And
ako.
maybe they do a
Magalit
settlement.
mo
You know, California's had all kinds of problems with lotteries in the past. There's been a whole bunch of whistleblowers within their security department that said, hey,
Listerin ito.
the state of California's done these things incorrectly. So there's all these problems with lotteries. You know, it's gambling, it's big money.
Pero ang nangkadusa,
You know, I always said that, you know, these people that work in gambling, work in lotteries, that it's a tax on poor people for the most part. You know, it's wonderful that people get a chance to have a dream and, you know, they keep dreaming that they're gonna win next week or the week after that. And so dreams are good,
mananaw
but,
sila rin.
you know, unfortunately, there's just a lot of negative things that happen with gambling.
Ikaw, tanak. Hindi
And,
mo guro.
and this is just an example of one. You know, one that we haven't heard of so far. This is a big one. And as I told you, I pulled a form, and wherever these blue states are, which Texas is right there, including Florida, those are all unregulated courier service states. Unregulated.
Lamit mo
That's
din.
a lot of states.
Lamit na.
You know, the states where they're prohibited are California, Wisconsin,
Shout out,
Indiana,
welcome to my live.
and those are three of the toughest states to work in when you're trying to claim a ticket. And they don't even allow courier services. So, you know, and then some states, all the white states there, all the white states, no courier services allowed. So, you know, I think the problem is that states need to get rid of these courier services. They should probably get rid of the online apps, but, you know, I think the online app, it can be regulated easily by the state. And people say, hey, I'm at home, I'm 90 years old, I like to play the lottery, and I can't get out to go to the store. So I want to buy my tickets. I'd rather buy it on my phone. So that's what these courier services are trying to say. We serve those people. We serve the handicapped, we serve the people that are sick, we serve the people that are elderly. But it's a bunch of BS. I mean, you can set this thing up through the state lottery system and run through the lottery and regulate it. You can't have 226 million tickets sold, and that's more than the top five other services, 34 million, $200 million more. You're telling me, where does that money go? The money's going to the courier service. So why not make the state lottery more profitable and give them more technology? You know, these machines are pretty standard now. If you look at a lot of places, there's less machines to go to buy at the counter. They're turning them into vending machines. More and more vending machines are showing up places, and that's the only place to buy a lottery ticket is through a vending machine. So they're trying to take the human element out of it, you know, and I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. We shouldn't have lottery tickets, you know, online. I think that's gambling, and you know, with gambling, you get bad people, and bad people cause these types of issues.
So gamit.
Kurt, let's switch gears here just for a second. A couple months ago, we did an interview about the National Lottery
Kasi lang sila.
increasing their price from $2 to $5
Karong gabi?
for all these pilot projects.
Karong gabi eh?
Lotteries, you know, states.
Arang
and
luto?
national, lotteries
Ah,
are going
oo.
on. So that increase from $2 to $5. The
Wala
commissioner
din,
said
pero ang
it was supposed to
sana na
Gambling man dyan na.
charity man ba?
result in bigger
Pero kung
jackpots.
tao na to
I
sa
haven't
real
really seen that. It's been kind of
Gambling.
the Powerball still. That's $3 less per ticket. What's going on?
Yeah, I've noticed that
May tanong na to ako.
the jackpot
May video na na ako
not
ni.
going up as I thought they said they were going to go up. However, more people are
Sino
winning
ba
money back, which,
Ato din na, di ba nakalimutan kung gato ang si Jesus niya ato sa temple?
$6 because of the
Nga ang
system.
simbahan, di mo nilang
There's more winners.
tumbol sila dito. Nagsuka ba Jesus ito yung pangyamu. Mga
Pero
tiro.
tayo sa simbahan man.
But when you
Ang
look
iyong
at
na,
it, I remember the first time I bought
ang
one
iyong
of the new
pasukan
Mega
kay
Million tickets
sa
because I wanted to see
temple
what
of
it
God.
looked like, if it changed at all.
Hindi mo ang
And the whole
business.
ticket changed, the printing changed.
Pero ka nang
So
sa tindahan
my
ko,
thought was
habang
is
pangitao.
that the possibly the
Kaso
Mega
Biblia.
Million was due for some type of update,
Wala.
and they
Wala.
spent money to update the system, the
Wala.
electronic system, and the computerized
May
system.
taong kumako.
And because of that, it was gonna cause a different printing.
Harap si Rose.
They
Hi, Rose!
decided, hey, let's
Dun sa
pass
uban
this
niyo, no?
cost on to
Si Ate Lea, Rose.
Because,
Tawag ko. Kung ako nakatawag balik ni mo,
it's a
sorry.
little different, and it really hasn't changed
Na
too
busy.
much. But maybe
Asya, di mo ni mapakita. Nag-live ko kayo. Di ako hindi pa live. Nag-live daw ko.
Going forward,
Nagagugay lang ko.
because
Naka-live.
the printing is different, if you notice that.
Kumusta? Mga unta.
The printing is always the same, no matter what game you play, the numbers all look the same.
Di ko makaadto karong Sabado sa kuan.
And I'm wondering if Mega Millions and the mutual group
Ito ilang nanay kay.
make some
Hindi
improvements
sa na ko biyan sa skip.
to their game, and it's gonna cost some money.
Di layo man to. Magugay ka dito ba?
How best do we roll this out? Do we eat the money or do we pass it on? I'm thinking maybe that's how what happened, and they're passing on that cost to the buyers, and they're making them $5 tickets. I don't know, but
Magto ka?
that might have been
What?
the result of it.
Oo, nagsimula may manok. May naik kamunggay kayo. Magdala sa Ate Lea, namin kamunggay ko sa iyo. Sa Ate Marcy.
Reduce the ticket price back to $2.
Sagahan ko ni Ate Marcy kamunggay. Kung hindi po yan ni Ate
We
Lea.
talked about this potentially being one of those, trial runs. If it doesn't work, they reduce the tickets. Do you think they have too much skin in the game?
Nag-message mo ko na ako si
Do you
Char.
think they have too much skin in the game to reverse it now?
Mag-usap man ako ng Sabado. Hindi siya ihang burn.
Do they make the change?
Again, I think the lottery system, all these state lotteries, especially mutual, are gonna have to take a look at what's happening in
Ito ko pwede
Texas.
mula ang kamunggay doon.
We need to revamp everything. We need to
Kasi
have
stop.
a commission that's changing things. We need to address a bunch of issues. And until they sit down and address the bunch of issues,
Oh, baban na.
things aren't gonna change. It would be
How
interesting to
about
see
Naku.
if you could go back right now over the last
Tingnan
month or
pa, guys.
so and see how much has been wagered on Powerball versus Mega Million. I've never done that, but I'm sure there's a way of looking into that from all the different states.
Yes, sir.
How many Powerball tickets versus how many Mega Million tickets? That'd be an interesting thing to look at. But I know it's a lot more difficult to buy 5 or 10 Mega Million tickets these days because people need a lot more money to do it. They used to be able to spend $10 and get 5 tickets. And I don't see the
Magto
jackpot.
ka ilang burn, Ross?
And that's really what people look at. People look at the jackpot. What is the potential for me to have this one-time big win? They don't look at, hey, I'm buying a $5
Ano
ticket,
siya ni?
but I have a better chance of winning $10. They
Wala
don't
diya.
care
Hindi
about
kita
that.
diya.
That's not the reason that they buy the ticket.
Mhm.
They're buying
Yeah,
the tickets
that's
they want to
good.
win $200
Ah,
million.
diya.
Ano siya?
And now we got a lady who supposedly bought a ticket for $8 and is getting the runaround. So all that's going to be skeptical with a lot of people, and a lot of people, there's a whole generation of
Shout out to my
young people right
viewers,
now that
4 million
won't play
viewers.
the lottery. I talk to my kids about it, and they don't like playing. They don't play. They just think it's all a scam. And a lot of customers that I talk to thought it was a scam too. Scam until they won, and then all of a sudden it was different. So, but also I would tell everyone, don't buy a ticket for today because I already got a phone call earlier from someone that said they had gone to bed last night and they realized in their dreams that they were going to win today. So the winning ticket's already been purchased for today. So I get those. You gotta love people that have a dream, and the lottery provides them with that dream. And I love that about the lottery.
Kaunta?
And I love helping people going out there with their life, especially when they do it anonymously, and see all the good. You know, I have some
Sabi kita
clients
makaon
that,
pero daw.
you know, I just went to an event the other day,
Sabi kita makaon.
and the public charity was reaching out to me about getting one of my clients to make more of a charitable contribution, you know, now during life as opposed to death. And I said, well, that's not how they operate. You know, they're leaving a bunch of debt, but they also want to make sure that they can pick and choose how they help out. So I have a couple clients that will watch something on TV and call me up and say, hey, I want to make a contribution to this event, this charity, because I like what they're doing. Please help them out for me, and let's figure out how a way to send them some money anonymously. And so I do it, you know. So people do good with these lottery proceeds. It's not everyone that just, you know, buys multiple homes all over the
Ako na yung
place.
hugasan din, butang ako diha.
People do a lot of good, and they help family, they help their churches, they help.
Ako na ti, ayaw na ti, ako na.
O di,
A
ako
lot of
na
good comes from the
butang din
lottery,
hugasan.
and
Ako na.
it's unfortunate that we have to deal with this type of issue in Texas right now.
Ayun na, ay bisita ka,
There's a lot
bumugas
of
sila
things
diha.
that happen because of the lottery, so.
As I said,
Ang bisita nila hugasan.
you know, everything kosher, everything's legal. I think really go.
Kini ako.
Because like you said, it does change lives, and the odds are crazy to start off with.
Mahadlok ko ni ka Ate Marcy mawala. Ako na yung butang diha.
Kung ako na, hindi ko masuot na ti.
It's kind of special.
Dahil man siya nga.
Ako makana.
Million behind it.
And I just think that the
Ako na kumagsuot.
Kalit ko kuan ba ako ang yun. Halaga mayroon ka.
Mag-every ko.
Ha?
Wala ka na ka.
Wala. Wala ako biyang gikuan. Baligya.
Matulis ka?
Ha?
Matulis ka na lang.
Oo, wala na. Kanan, prinda.
Hindi naman tanan.
Philippines.
Ako na bawaan. Kasi ko na gumana ako ha.
Halan, pwede ni anak rin?
Ha?
Pwede ni siya like this? Anong, di ba kaungon? Ako na nga.
Oo.
Pwede?
Mhm.
We're going to turn this money over to the court and let the court decide, you know, what should happen to it. So that way, you know, we don't have to pay out twice. Because you're going to have someone that's going to win this
Ang
next
akong
time.
gikuan din kini.
And that person's going to say,
Ano man,
like
wala
I
yung
said
kuan.
earlier,
Wala man ako na may gamit.
did I just win 30 million? Or did I win the
Bakit
30 million
ako?
plus
Kaulot.
80-some million before that because it should have just rolled over? So there's going to be some issues. It's not,
Naman
it's
ako ba on
not
bed?
just, you know, Kristen Moriarty. It's not
Hello.
so,
Naman si Bigla. Ang walking ba?
the Texas Rangers will do
Hindi
their
yung
job.
tao sa
You
dagat.
know, they'll do all the investigation for this lady, her relationship with this attorney.
Pero di lang
relationship
rin.
with the draft team.
Mendes ba?
Hadlok ko.
What's going on? You have no idea.
Ito ba kung sa pwede?
They'll do the job and they'll come up with a conclusion and hopefully they'll do the right conclusion and hopefully the right person will get paid the way they deserve.
Inani ni mo rin, wala kay,
We'll have to see.
nakay,
We'll have to see. Kurt, thank you so much for your time.
Basin.
Set this up.
nakay basin ba?
I'll be hearing from you
Sila
soon.
bensin.
All right, sounds good.
Ano bang
Take care.
langgana diri para is,
Di ba
awiyo ka maning sabunan no?
Mhm.
Kini sabunan pa no? Adi sa ibutang dito.
Ako na anak te.
Lagi ako lang,
Ako na. Oh.
waswasan.
Mhm. Ay.
Imo pa maning sabunan. Adi sa adto dito.
Kung ka ba ka ng dishwasher ti ko. Ang man nung mag-dishwash. Kasi daw kay mga luto, mga pagkaon, ibutang nila silang dishwasher.
Ah,
Sa akong video te, lumot-lumot, mga mold. Ilang dishwasher sa ilalo, nalilunlo. Ngayon mag-on, bitaw, ang tubig mo gawas kay katong yellow.
yo.
Kita ko sa video.
Depende siguro kung sa tibuok.
Depende
Dili
ko.
kay bago pa man eh.
Bako man na. Nga ka
Wala
na.
na.
Ano?
Live man di ay.
Kana ang dishwasher, pag kana hugas na ko, ako dun sa bumandaan. Kaya di ugan ka nang mas stay mo bigla mo sa kanila kay gamay ra ang tato. Di man ako i-turn on kung gamay ra.
Kung sing-sing kay.
You don't understand. You ain't speaking English.
Translate. Translate English.
Sakit akong blister akong dila. Ang sige, English.
Have you ever heard somebody say, I don't pay taxes because
Blister
I'm
din.
an offshore company?
Bisaya ano lang,
Maybe you
kauban
sell
mo rin.
a flashy YouTube video promising that you sell your cryptocurrency through some island shell company. Uncle Sam will never know.
Napakay mo na ako.
Well, here's the reality. For U.S. citizens,
O kainit
these
lang ba?
shortcuts are the fast pass lane to the Great Bar Hotel, where you get free
Napakay na ako
meals a
na
day
tinangkan
and free accommodations
Ang karoon na yung
courtesy
sakit.
of the Federal Bureau of Prisons. But
Yun, wag yan ako
You
ikikon.
bought a lottery ticket
Ino ka ng
and
sabunan di ha?
you hit the
Ang
jackpot.
subunan niya.
Life is a success, but reality can be much more terrible than any fantasy. Today, you will learn what really happens when a person wins billions of dollars and life for some is
Wow,
not the
billions
dream,
of dollars.
but a real nightmare.
Grabe na siya nakakuha ng
Some
billions of
disappear
dollars.
forever, others are poisoned. Still others lose everything. Today on the channel for the rich, the 20 biggest lottery wins in history. Luxury life. Number 20, $533 million. The Powerball and Mega Millions jackpots are becoming more and more astronomical. Nowadays, no one is surprised by a $1 billion win. Sometimes they even reach $1.5 billion or even more. But who gets these incredible sums? Let's figure it out. The story of Richard Wall is a typical example of an ordinary guy who became a
That's all. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Lord, and thank you, Lynn.
In 20
Bye, everyone.
he worked as a manager at a food processing plant in New Jersey.